We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Happy Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, everybody. This is Lucy Nathanson, child therapist, author and founder of confidentchildren.co.uk, and I'm here today talking about Christmas and some Christmas tips for you and your child with selective mutism. I always love to know where you're from, so please share in the comments below where you're joining us from today. So, Christmas. I do have a article on our website which I'll post in the comments section below with Christmas tips. So you'll be able to have a look at the article to get some more information regarding how to help your child with selective mutism over the Christmas period. So why is the Christmas period particularly challenging for children with selective mutism? A number of reasons, really. As we know, selective mutism is an anxiety disorder, and anxiety is triggered by the environment, and there are so many triggers at Christmas. So first of all, there are lots of visits often from people who the child may not be able to talk to right now. Maybe you'll be having extended family members or family friends coming over to your house, and that can be really overwhelming for a child with selective mutism. It's a kind of regular part of Christmas. However, that can really be overwhelming for a child with SM to have lots of people at your house because your house is their safe space, and suddenly there are people there who maybe they have been unable to talk to in the past, and that can trigger the anxiety response and cause them to be unable to talk in their own home because there are lots of people that they can't normally talk to. So that can trigger their anxiety. Likewise, if maybe you're not hosting Christmas, maybe you're going to visit other people. So maybe extended family members are hosting Christmas this year, so you're going to be going to visit them, and that's also can be a trigger for children with selective mutism because now they're not in their comfort environment, they're in a new place. So visiting what may be a non-verbal environment for your child. Maybe it's a place that your child hasn't been able to talk in the past. So automatically going to, say, grandma's house, your child's first thought is maybe, I can't talk at grandma's house. And already it triggers that anxiety and they're unable to talk there. So basically, Christmas can be overwhelming for everyone, not just children with selective mutism. For everyone, it can be a really overwhelming time of year, but particularly for children with selective mutism. There are so many different people around, and going to different places that they haven't been able to talk in historically can all trigger their anxiety. So I'll be sharing with you some tips today on things you can do to help to bring down your child's anxiety, to hopefully set them up for success so that they're more able to feel as comfortable as possible. Because actually my first main thing I want to tell you right now is the goal is for your child simply to have a comfortable time and for us to create happy memories for your child. That is the goal, to help your child feel as comfortable as possible, to feel happy and as relaxed as they can in this potentially quite stressful situation, and to create happy memories. That's literally it. So let's take the pressure off of you as well. We don't need to have any kind of miracles here. All we want is for your child to feel as relaxed as they possibly can over Christmas. Okay, so that involves thinking about, are there any potential maintaining factors, things that might trigger your child's anxiety, and can we kind of think ahead and maybe eliminate some of those maintaining factors? So what are common maintaining factors? Do you know what well, not the most common one, but a very common maintaining factor is comments from people. Such as, so maybe a well-meaning uncle, well-meaning grandma makes a comment like, so, can't think of a common child's name right now. So, Isla, are you going to talk to me today? So, Jack, you going to talk to me this time, or still not talking? So these comments are the worst thing for children with selective mutism. So that can really trigger their anxiety. So please, over the next couple of days, before your child sees any of these extended family members or any of these family friends, please just give them a reminder, a briefing. Say, just let you know, or just to remind you, remember that so-and-so finds it hard to talk around people, or so-and-so has selective mutism, so please don't make any comments about her not talking or him not talking. Please just, say hello, say, you can be warm and friendly towards him or her, but please don't comment on the fact that they're not talking, because that's just going to draw attention to it, and they're less likely to feel comfortable. So that's the first thing, no comments, and to brief people not to make any comments, and also brief people not to ask your child any questions if you know that your child can't answer that person. So if you know that, your child has never answered Uncle Tim, so therefore they're not going to answer Uncle Tim probably. So therefore Uncle Tim needs to know not to ask your child any questions. Again, he can be friendly towards your child, he can be warm, but we don't want him to be asking, so how's school been going? Because obviously that will just make your child feel really uncomfortable, and actually it has the opposite effect to what we're trying to achieve, because it puts the spotlight on the fact that your child isn't talking, and it reinforces to your child, I can't talk to Uncle Tim because he's just asked me a question and I can't answer. So really important first point, let's brief everyone in your child's life who you're going to be seeing over the next few days, over the Christmas period. Please don't ask my child any questions, unless your child can answer that person, and they're comfortable with the person, then of course they can ask your child questions. But please, if they haven't spoken to you before, don't ask them any questions, and please don't make any comments about my child not talking, because that just highlights the fact they can't talk, and it just increases their anxiety. So that's the first really, really crucial point. Great to see so many of you here. Please do share in the comment section below where you're joining us from today. We've got Nicola from Cheshire. Hi Nicola, thank you so much for being here. Always exciting for me. I don't know why, it never kind of fades away to see where everyone's from. It's just, quite cool, to just see that there's so many people from different parts of the world all tuning in, and we're all talking about selective mutism, which is great, and we're all putting that energy into helping our child from all different angles around the world. I love that. So the next thing that you could be doing to help your child, or another tip over Christmas, is to warm your child up with some games before people arrive. So what we don't want is for your child to be in their room doing their own thing, and then loads of people arrive, and now your child has to come downstairs and face with a group of people, and it's going to be really quite uncomfortable for your child to go from being away in their room, doing their own thing, to then suddenly being around these people. It's unlikely, they're not going to be warmed up, basically. So we want to warm your child up before people arrive. So, you don't have to spend ages on it. Maybe 5 minutes before people arrive, 5-7 minutes, something like that. Get out a game that your child is really comfortable with, really enjoys, and start playing that with your child in the space that you'll be in when people get there. And we just want your child to be warmed up, feel comfortable, ready for people's arrival. And if you want some ideas for games, I do have a list of really effective talking games for children with selective mutism. So if you go onto the website, confidentchildren.co.uk, under resources, there is a tab called free game recommendations. Click there and you can get a list of games. And I think maybe if you order ASAP, then they will arrive before Christmas, hopefully. But if not, I'm sure you've got some other games that your child enjoys. But, these talking games can be really, really effective to get your child warmed up. So do that before 5-7 minutes before people arrive in the space that you will be with the people. The next thing is, ideally, we don't want everyone to arrive in one go. So we don't want 5-6 people kind of turning up at 1 o'clock, because that can be really overwhelming for your child, because they're alone, they're in a comfort zone, and now suddenly there's a group of people there. That can be really overwhelming for children with selective mutism. So as we know, the best way to help children with selective mutism is in small steps. small steps so they can get comfortable with one step before we introduce the next step. Now, of course, this is not necessarily realistic in everyday life to break situations down or all situations down into small steps. However, simple things like maybe asking people to arrive in a staggered way. Start with the person your child is most comfortable with. So if you think about, all the people who are arriving, if you kind of almost rank them from the person your child is most comfortable with to the person that your child is least comfortable with, and have the most comfortable person arrive first. So let's have Auntie Betty arriving at 1 o'clock, and then so-and-so arriving maybe 1/4 and then so-and-so arriving at 1/2. Ideally, we want them to arrive in a staggered way. And the purpose of this is so that your child can get comfortable. They might not be completely comfortable. We can't rely on that, but we're just helping them. We're making it as least overwhelming as we can. Okay, so we're just helping them. We're breaking it down for them so that they can hopefully get as comfortable as they possibly can in that situation with that one person first. That person being there. And then, the next person is there, and it's not like everyone's there in one go. And maybe even brief these people when they arrive, not to put the spotlight on your child. So when they arrive, we don't want them to say, "Hi, Isla, how's school been going?" Like, we don't want them to be asking your child any questions, but also we want to they can say, "Hi, nice to see you," but it's a bit counterintuitive, but we almost want them to ignore your child at the beginning. They can say, acknowledge them, definitely acknowledge the child, make a brief comment, "Oh, that's a nice jumper," or "That's a nice hairband," and then focus off the child. "So, Mum, can we have a cup of tea?" or whatever. And this approach gives your child the space to start to feel comfortable. They're not being looked at. There's no demands being placed on them. So if you can also brief people to say hello, be friendly, warm, comment on something, but then divert the attention from your child. "Oh, thank you for those likes. Really appreciate that. Thank you." Yes, next tip. There are so many tips squeezed into this live today. So if you can, Stella says, "As a therapist that works with kids with SM, I love sharing your videos with parents I work with in the US." Thank you so much, Stella. Thank you. That's amazing. Really, really appreciate you sharing my videos and spreading the awareness of how to help children with selective mutism, because there are so many things we can do to help children. We just need to be aware of them. So the next tip is, if possible, and if Christmas is busy, so it might not be possible, but if possible, we can use this as an opportunity for sliding in or fading in a family member. So again, think about, how many people will be there, what is practical, but if it is possible and practical, there aren't too many people coming, maybe you can set the situation up like a fading in or a sliding in session when you're playing those games with your child and this person is in the background and gradually edging closer with time. And I do have a video on my website again. As I said, I'm going to post an article to Christmas tips in the comment section below as soon as I finish recording this. And in that article, there'll be a link to a video that covers the sliding in steps, and there'll also be a video about, there'll also be the link to the games, so the recommended games. And as I said, if you order probably today, you might get them in time for Christmas, but if not, they'll be useful after Christmas. These are great for sessions to encourage children and to help them feel as comfortable as possible. But if you do have capacity over Christmas, why not use this as an opportunity for some sliding in or some fading in with your child and one family member, one person. Always start with the easiest person for your child. We want to set your child up for success. And even if for your child, maybe the goal or the kind of huge step for your child will be for them to just use their voice at a distance from that person. So maybe if your child uses, talks to you with Auntie Betty on the other side of the room or in the corridor, maybe for your child that will be a big achievement, and that's what we could kind of in a natural way work on. But again, no pressure. Do this only if you think that it's possible for you over this period. Another tip is if you are going to other people's homes for Christmas, so if you're not hosting but you're visiting someone, arrive early. So again, just like the staggered start thing with people coming to your house in steps rather than everyone turning up in one go. So if you're going to someone's house and you know that everyone's arriving at 1 o'clock, maybe ask the host if it's okay if you can arrive at 12:30 so that your child can get comfortable with the environment before everyone is there. Also, maybe you could bring some games, again, some games your child is comfortable with from home. And you can go and play a game in the empty living room. Maybe if you can explain to the host that, you know, you want to just help your child settle into the space, if it's okay if you could just spend some time with your child in that empty living room, maybe with siblings, just getting them warmed up in the space, then that can sometimes be really helpful for children with selective mutism. So arriving early can really help. And again, obviously when you arrive, again, briefing that person not to put too much focus on your child. We want them to just say, you know, a quick hello and, you know, and a comment, you know, like, oh, that's a nice headband, and then focus away from your child so that they can feel like the spotlight is not on them. Another thing is, you know, if it always depends on, oh, thank you, 𝗬𝗲𝗏. 𝗬𝗲𝗏 says, really love this. And it's so helpful to think about how to support my daughter, but also reassuring to know and recognise that we have things in place. You always make me feel empowered. Oh, that makes me feel really happy. Oh, thank you so much. It's, oh, yeah, so great to get that feedback. And, you know, reading things like that, it makes it worth it doing these videos. Because I was thinking this morning, should I do a Christmas video? Is there any point? Because I do have this information on my website. Do I need to do a video? But then getting a comment like that is, you know, affirming for me as well that yes, I should be doing this. So 𝗬𝗲𝗏 says, thank you. We took Christmas presents to school today, but she found it too hard to give them. So grateful how the teachers accepted them from me without making a fuss. And like you say, almost ignoring the fact it happened. Supportive people are so key. Yes. Definitely. Thank you for sharing that with everyone, 𝗬𝗏𝗏. Really, yeah, really great. And it's, you know, nice to just feel like there are other people going through these challenges, because sometimes as a parent of a child with SM, it can feel quite isolating. So to, you know, be in a space, like even just here, oh, thank you for that, love. So someone is agreeing out there that it's, you know, it's great to be here and for us to see other parents, or know that other parents are right now going through similar challenges. You are not the only one. There are so many parents, and, you know, we're here together. And yeah, we're supporting each other in this kind of energetic way. So yeah, hope that helps. Nicola says, we are very new to our SM diagnosis, around 4 months, but issues since my little girl was 2 in preschool, now in year 1, and this is fantastic. Making notes for over Christmas. Amazing. That's so cool to think that you're there actually making notes. That's great. And obviously, and this will be on the Facebook page, so you can always re-watch the video afterwards as well, by the way. So you can always go back and, yeah, rewatch. And like I said, I will put a link to the article that's already on the website in the comment section below, so you can, and that will help as well, because that'll be like a little write-up of the key points that I'm talking about today. So you can, yeah, because obviously I'm talking a lot, I'm elaborating on my points, but if you want just key kind of points, it will all be in that article that I'll be sharing in the comment section as soon as I finish recording this. So the next point is, you know, again, depending on where your child is at, for them, talking might just be too far out of reach right now. Maybe they're highly anxious right now. And I say right now because, you know, children can make steps forward with SM. And even if you are kind of feeling like, you know, there's no light at the end of the tunnel, it is possible for children to overcome SM. And what we find when we're working with families, you know, in that first session or 2, parents often feel quite deflated and, you know, just like, oh my gosh, how much, like, you know, it just feels impossible. But then when you start to see those small wins, which are actually huge wins, you start to see that, wow, maybe it is possible. And, you know, so that's why I'm saying, even if your child can't talk right now, because with the right strategies, they will be able to do these things one day. As long as these strategies are, the right strategies are implemented, you know, consistently and effectively. And if you would like help with your child, please just send us a message through our website, 𝗏𝑔𝑒𝑛𝑡children.co.uk, because we do online sessions with families from all over the world. So we are currently working with families in America, Australia, New Zealand, obviously Europe as well, and we have a family in you know, in the Philippines, and you know, so we're working with families from all over the world through online sessions, and it's magic that we can support families in this way. So if you would like, you know, more kind of focused advice regarding your child, just send a message through our website, confidentchildren.co.uk/contact, and we'll you know, arrange a session for maybe the new year to set up your 2024 for your child. Okay, so I'm going off on tangents because this is what I do when I kind of, go into the flow of giving advice. So just before I move on to the next thing, Magda says, the videos you make with children made such a difference to us. Thank you. It helps my daughter understand her SM and makes the conversation about fear so much easier. Oh, thank you. I'm really glad that you've benefited from those videos. And I've got, I think I've got a couple now. I've got the one I just posted with the 7-year-old girl with selective mutism, and then I have one with a 10-year-old girl with selective mutism, and then one with a group of children. So there are quite a few. Have a look on the YouTube channel. It's really nice for children to actually see other children who have the same challenges, because children often think that they're the only person in the world who finds it hard, and they really aren't. There are so many children out there, so it's really quite healing just to know that there are others out there. And obviously my books as well, you know, reading the books to your children. If you look on Amazon, just write my name, Lucy Nathanson, into Amazon, you'll see my books there, and maybe reading a couple of those books to your child can just help them to process and, you know, realise that it's not a taboo topic. And there are things that we can do to help them. So going back to my tip here. So if your child can't talk right now, there are other things we can do. We don't have to necessarily focus on talking. Remember, we want to focus on your child feeling comfortable and relaxed. So maybe playing some non-verbal games or doing some non-verbal activities. So things like even drawing, colouring in, Play-Doh, Lego, making cookies, you know, anything like that just helps your child to be engaged, included, but there's no pressure for them to talk. That can be a really, really great starting point. So go and get a cookie recipe, Christmas cookie recipe that you can do with maybe some family members over the Christmas holidays. There are loads of free recipes. I'm sure if you write Christmas recipe for children on Google, you'll have like such a choice. So why not something like that? It doesn't even need talking. But just helps your child to feel comfortable. And if there are even non-verbal Christmas games, like, you know, like I posted a picture yesterday of me with a Christmas tree hat, and that game is like a what's it called, like a hoop throwing game, where you throw the hoop and see if it can land on the Christmas tree. And that's a non-verbal game just to help to lighten the mood and help your child to feel comfortable and relaxed. So again, you can get those online for like, you know, very cheap. So yeah, why not quickly order a couple of like non-verbal Christmas games to play over Christmas as well. And as I said, you know, the goal is for your child to feel comfortable and relaxed. Make sure that your family and friends have some basic understanding of selective mutism. Maybe show them a couple of my YouTube videos. If you have the Friends and Family online course, that is obviously the gold, the best thing possible that they can have gone through. It's only an hour, I think, of video content, and they can get it's kind of aimed at friends and family, so they can hear about selective mutism and what they can do to help your child. And it goes through all the key points in a very clear way, aiming it at friends and family. So if you're interested in that, look on the website, confidentchildren.co.uk. Under resources, there will be a tab that says courses, or friends and families course, something like that. It will be hopefully clear, and then you can access that course specifically for friends and family. And if they can watch that before the beginning of Christmas, oh my, that is literally the dream, because that will kind of impact their whole approach when interacting with your child from now onwards. So yeah, that would be amazing. Obviously, like I said, there are lots of videos on YouTube. I've got a short book, Understanding Selective Mutism, a Beginner's Guide, that they can just flick through and get the main key points in probably half an hour. That's another option. So there are lots of different ways, but the key is that we want people to have an understanding and to know it's not your child being difficult or rude or choosing not to talk. Those things are just not true. It's a real anxiety condition, and these people can really help by just changing their approach to how they interact with your child, and it can make a huge life-changing difference. So I hope that was useful. Thank you for all your comments. It's really great to see. Oh, I think I haven't seen one. Magda says when she saw them, I think Magda's referring to the videos from children. So when my daughter saw the videos, she understood that she's not alone, and she asked to make one of her to share with her friends. Also made her understand that she can talk one day like they did. All your work is brilliant. I follow your YouTube. We have the books. Oh, thank you, Magda, for, you know, all the support. And that's amazing that your daughter got inspired to make her own video to share with her friends. Wow, that's great. And by the way, if your daughter is receptive to it, my newest book, A Letter to My Teacher, there is a free, and anyone can get this, if you look on the website, again, confidentchildren.co.uk, there's a free letter template for children if they want to write a letter to their teacher. So it's based on the book, so ideally you'd have the book as well, because then the child can, you know, read the book. I should see if I've got it here, actually. There it is in my drawer. So this is it, A Letter to My Teacher, Why I Can't Speak at School. And like I said, you don't need the book, but, you know, it's kind of based on the book, so it's better if you have the book, and then you can give the book to your child's teacher, and then there's a free letter template on the website that your child can then fill in if they want to, no pressure if they want to, and then they can give that letter to their teacher. So there are lots of different, you know, little things we can do. Thank you, 𝗂𝗵𝗄𝗃. Thank you so much. She says, I'm so grateful and make such a difference. Thank you for using your time to help us. It's my pleasure. And I really hope you all have a wonderful Christmas. Remember, the goal here, overall, if we have one takeaway, it's for your child to leave Christmas with feeling like that was okay. You know, if they think that was okay, it wasn't stressful, it was okay. That is really, like, that would be amazing. You know, I'm about to go off on another tangent. And some of you will know that if you've watched my Parent Essentials course, that I used to find it hard to talk in Polish. So my mum is Polish, and I shared my story in quite a lot of detail in that course. And I could talk in Polish to my mum and my sister and grandma, but I couldn't talk to anyone else, so uncles, cousins. And I remember going for Christmas to Poland every year, and we'd visit my uncles and my cousins, and my mum did all the wrong things. I hope she's not watching this. She did all the wrong. So she would say, Lucy's so great at talking Polish. Talk Polish, Lucy. And everyone would look at me. And I literally was sitting there. The words just couldn't come out. And I was just like, ugh. And the more she said, come on, Lucy, talk, show everyone how good you are. The more she said that, the more I kind of couldn't do it, and the more angry I felt at her. It was like, I felt like, Mum, like, just, oh, stop. And I always left those Christmas visits feeling angry, annoyed, and like rubbish, basically. Like I couldn't talk. She made a big deal out of it, and I felt like a failure, basically. And if instead I'd left that, if instead there was all the things I've spoken to you about today, all the tips, and like I said, you can go back and watch those, the whole video from the start again once it's on the Facebook page. If instead she did all the things that I've talked about today, by the way, I have no bad feelings towards my mum. I love my mum, but this is just a bit of insight into, into I suppose my personal experience with this. If she had done all the things that I've talked about in this video, and she had that understanding and, you know, didn't put pressure on me, I would have left that experience feeling like, oh, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't actually too bad. And you know what? It would have helped a lot. So the goal here is not for your child to be talking at Christmas. If they can, amazing. If you can do some sliding in, amazing. But if it's literally they end Christmas thinking, that wasn't too bad. I felt okay with my uncles and my aunties and my cousins. They didn't make me feel uncomfortable. They didn't ask me any questions unless I was ready. I felt, you know, had fun. We played some games that didn't need talking. We made some cookies. Like, that is really what I want for your children, to have a happy experience. So I've spoken a lot. I really hope you found this video useful. Like I said, I'm going to put in the link to the article in the comment section below. Which has kind of the key points that I've covered today. So you've got everything just nice and clear, all the key points that I've commented today, so you can just refer back to it. So I really hope you found this video useful. Thank you everyone. Quite a lot of you have been here joining me live. If you're watching it on record, thank you as well. Please answer the questions that I've mentioned, you know, like asking where you're from and things like that, because I do look back at the comments and it's always great to see where people are from. So thank you for being here. Thank you for all the loves and likes and comments. I really, really appreciate it. Have an amazing Christmas. Look after yourselves and I'll see you very soon. Bye everyone. And remember, just send us a message through our website if you ever need some further support. ConfidentChildren.co.uk. Have a great day everyone. Bye. Merry Christmas and a very, very happy New Year.